Move out! Keep formation!
They laughed when she unfolded the map. A Marine general leaned back in his chair, smiled thinly, and told her to go home. 48 hours later, she walked back through the same gate with the most wanted man in the region locked in handcuffs, and no one in that room was laughing anymore. Asterisk, what city are you watching from today? If this story resonated with you, hit subscribe for more stories about extraordinary people. Her name was Captain Eliza Warren, and most people in that command center had already decided she did not belong there. She was young, quiet, and spoke without theatrics. In a room full of decorated officers with rows of ribbons and loud confidence, she looked like an assistant who had wandered into the wrong meeting. She did not raise her voice. She did not posture. She waited until the room settled and then laid out her plan with calm precision. The target was a warlord who had survived 3 failed capture attempts. He moved constantly, trusted no one, and used the terrain like a shield. Every plan before hers relied on overwhelming force, air support, and long-range surveillance. Every plan had failed. Eliza proposed something different. She suggested pulling back visible pressure, creating silence where the enemy expected noise, and letting the target expose himself through habit and ego. The Marine general interrupted her before she finished. He said her plan was naive. He said this was not a classroom exercise. He said intelligence work required experience, not theory. A few officers chuckled. Someone whispered that she had been promoted too fast. The general ended the discussion with a sharp dismissal. He told her to stand down and prepared to be reassigned. Eliza nodded, gathered her papers, and left the room without protest. To them, it looked like defeat. To her, it was permission. She returned to her quarters and opened a worn notebook filled with observations she had been collecting for months. She had studied the warlord not just as a target, but as a man. She knew his routines, his pride, his patterns of trust. She knew where he felt safest and when he became careless. She also knew something the command did not value enough. Silence could be louder than force. Eliza requested a small, unofficial tasking from a reconnaissance unit she trusted. No helicopters. No announcements. Just eyes on the ground and patience. She used her authority carefully, never exceeding it, never drawing attention. She moved like a shadow through the system, not to deceive her command, but to finish what they refused to see. For the next 2 days, the region went quiet. Checkpoints pulled back. Patrols changed routes. Drones disappeared from the sky. The warlord noticed. Men like him always did. Silence made him curious. Curiosity turned into confidence. Confidence turned into movement. Eliza followed the pattern she had predicted. The warlord left his compound to meet a trusted courier near a remote river crossing. No guards, no convoy. Just a man who believed he was untouchable. Eliza was there before him, not with an army, but with a plan shaped by restraint. When the moment came, it was fast and clean. No shots fired. No chaos. The warlord realized too late that the silence had been a trap. He was restrained, disarmed, and transported without a single alarm raised. By the time his men realized something was wrong, he was already gone. Eliza did not celebrate. She did not call ahead. She walked him through the gates of the same base where she had been dismissed, his wrist bound, his eyes burning with disbelief. Soldiers stopped in their tracks. Officers stood frozen. Word spread in seconds. She requested a meeting with the Marine general. This time, she was not carrying maps. She was holding the proof. The general stared at the man in custody, then at Eliza. He did not speak at first. The room felt smaller than it had before. Finally, he asked how she had done it. Eliza answered simply. She said the enemy expected strength to announce itself. She said silence had done the work. She said listening mattered more than shouting. There were no apologies. Military pride rarely allowed for that. But the general stood, extended his hand, and thanked her for completing the mission. The laughter from before did not return. Respect had replaced it. quiet and undeniable, Eliza returned to her duties without fanfare. She did not tell the story. Others did that for her. Her plan was studied, adapted, and eventually adopted. Not because she demanded recognition, but because results could not be argued with. The lesson stayed with everyone who witnessed it. Authority does not always recognize wisdom on sight. Experience does not always speak the loudest. Sometimes the most powerful voice in the room is the one that waits, observes, and acts without needing permission to be brilliant. Eliza Warren never needed applause. She only needed the chance to finish what she started. And when she returned with truth in her hands, the world adjusted to her presence. What did this story make you feel? Where are you watching from? Subscribe to Soul Relief Stories for more real stories that heal the heart.